Mm-hmm.
What do I want to talk about right now? You want to talk about something first?
I don't know.
Then I'll talk about it.
Yeah, you talk.
Okay.
Talk. Say things.
Yeah. So, I've known Bo for a while, and we play music together. We have a lot of fun. We like to have fun.
Yeah.
We like to be creative, and we like to play our own music. And this is what we do. And we call ourselves Wren Hunt for certain kind of reasons.
There's a panoply of reasons.
Yeah, and if you want to look up what Wren Hunt and the procession is, you can do that. But it's a ritual that's been happening in certain parts of Europe for centuries, really. And it's carried on into communities, and there's little fragments and remnants of this ancient ritual that no one can really figure out what the roots are. And we decided to call ourselves Wren Hunt.
Not simply to be named after that ritual, but because of what the import is of that ritual and the meaning to us and the meaning for us applied to our view on life currently and civilization currently, and our relationship to it. So, like, the whole thing with the Wren is that there's this sense of, like, there's a caging of the Wren, or a capturing of the Wren and proceeding about with the Wren. And you could look at it in one sense like a capitalization on nature, a power over nature. Look at me, I'm the human being, I'm the young boy victorious, parading about with the Wren on my spear, or the Wren in a cage, and sort of flouting that throughout the neighborhood. And it's like, wow, I'm victorious over nature. And so our sort of thesis is, no, like, say no to that and become one with nature and set the Wren free from its cage. Allow nature to be itself, and in so doing, allow your inner self to be your inner self as well. As above, so below, as without, so within.
That was really alchemical, bro. I like that a lot. Yeah, Wren Hunt for me means my life right now. It's merely a name, but Bo and I have a connection through music and art, and our own philosophical connections in life, where we meet at this place with such differences and where we came from and who we are as people, and our upbringing and our difference in ages and all this stuff. But we're coming together under this little umbrella so that we can foment something that has to do with positivity in this world of chaos and stuff. And nature is really important. And what Bo talks about, letting the Wren free, what we need to do beyond the metaphor, the symbol, is that we actually need to cooperate with the earth right now and start getting our stuff together so that we can have a future for children that are to come in this future. And that means rearranging our lives in ways, using the energies that we have in ways that are renewable and things. There is an importance to look back to the earth. And the Wren Hunt and the procession is a lost myth on this world, but it relates to honoring the earth and the seasons and the changes, and either sacrificing or not sacrificing life for the betterment and the productivity of the world. And we need a productive world right now. And so Wren Hunt We just we write our songs, we play our songs, we do what we do. But it's for the embetterment of the world. Yeah, I'm Mike Kresge, and that's Bo Wilding. And yeah, you heard the deal.
Yeah. Focusing on allowance over domination or capitalization is the focus. Like what allowing the true nature of whatever being or whatever entity um, we are or that we come across. I think is a big part of our thesis, because that's what stewardship is. Stewardship of earth and of community is allowing the true nature of what is there to really flower and be itself. And so I think that's a lot of what we are about as people, and so we're seeking to present that in an artistic musical form.
We're individuating, and we want our whole thing to be seen by people, not for ourselves, but for people. And
I want it for myself.
man, I love this stuff. I had so much fun today. We recorded music, we went off, we played all day, and now we're just chilling out. And this is what we do a lot of times during this whole lockdown. Bo and I have been hanging out almost every week, and we have been crafting and working on our music. And it's been such a growing and living experience to write songs and then share them with each other, and then get feedback and build. And we have a rapport now that can't be taken away. And I'm just really grateful for it. I'm grateful for everything that's going on. We might be in some dark times, but there's huge silver linings in all this, and art has been able to chill out for a little while and grow itself, and we're a product of the times.
Yeah, we all are. Organism and environment are, of course, one and the same thing, as Alan Watts talks about. But also, I wanted to tie in the ritual regicide. There's two different ways you can go with this Wren Hunt thing that I've gone mentally, and one is the whole domination of nature, the capitalization on nature. The wren is said to be the king of birds in some folk cultures, or the cleverest of birds. There's one story of the birds got together, all the birds got together and said, who is the most clever, who is the most intelligent of all of us? Well, let's figure out that by seeing who can fly the highest. So it turned out the eagle flew the highest. He got way up there into the clouds and said, I win, I'm the highest flying bird. And then the wren got out from under his feathers where he was nestled there and stood on top of the eagle's head and said, not so, I'm the one who wins because I am way higher than you because I'm on top of your head. So he's known as the cleverest of birds. So then there's this sort of notion for me in this Wren Hunt thing of wow, that's humankind saying that they've dominated over the cleverest or the kingliest of birds, and of nature, and the most beautiful too, because in some cultures the wren is said to be the one with the most beautiful song. But then there's also this return to folk ways too, the wren procession is this folk tradition that's been lost, and it's something that ties the community together, where the troop of young people goes basically from door to door and begs for drinking money in exchange for a song, and there's just this really cool, rootsy, pagan aspect to that as well. And it has to do with renewal in the darkest times, because it happens on Stephen's Day typically in Ireland, but then in other Celtic countries I'm sure it happens on different days, but there's a sense of like the year is ended, Christmas is over, and now what? Well, now we go celebrating the Wren and singing songs and finding money for drink and celebrating together, even though it may be the darkest hour at the darkest time of the year. So in spite of that, we come together as a community and have a blast. So I like that aspect of it too.
Wow, that's a beautiful encapsulation.
But we could sit here and ramble all night. Dave, do you have any other questions?